Hey everyone, welcome to a new tutorial. In this case, I will explain you the new super system added to Ssomar Plugins. It's handled by artificial intelligence who has trained on the data of our plugins. There are 4 channels: the free support, which has limited knowledge and may not know if something needs premium or not; the AI premium support, that's basically premium support with full access to premium knowledge and no limitation on answers. Then the posts of AI premium support, which has conversation memory. That means you can talk with the bot within the post and he will remember the things that you are talking with him. And finally, the AI config support, that it's only for subscribers and it has 2 modes: the creation mode and the revisor mode. We will check each channel during the video. Before starting, it's important to know that this super system is not free on our side. We spend money on the AP, on the server maintenance, and on the improvement process. So each one of you will have certain token amounts to use this support. Also, expect inaccuracies. This AI is still on training mode and I don't think it will reach a final training goal. It will be always in training. If something doesn't work as expected or if the answer is very bad, please use the feedback buttons. They are very important to us. Otherwise, we don't know if an answer is good or not, and therefore the bot will keep training on the same data. On this first process of the launch of this super system, the AI is mainly made to be used with executable items. Within the time, we will improve it to handle other plugins too. Now, last one thing before starting. All the data, that means the questions you're asking, the opinions and the review feedback, is stored and used for training purposes. If you prefer not to share your data, please avoid using the AI. That's important. So with that said, let's begin. So we first have the free support, where we have this long message that tells you how to use the AI. Basically, there are 2 types of AI, and it shows you how to write a good AI prompt. So let's test a bit. First of all, we will ask what is executable items and how can I buy it. So I will write AI and my question. Perfect. So let's send it and let's wait for the bot answer. This process is not a speed up. Perfect. Here you have an answer of what is executable items, where can you buy it in the Discord channel, and then the feedback. If you think this answer is good, please review it, and if you don't think it's good, you can send a bad review and then ask for some feedback if you want. Let's continue. For example, how can I create an executable items? Again, this process is not a speed up and it won't be speed up on any moment of this tutorial. It's important to understand that you must name the plugin that you want the question for. Otherwise, the bot will not understand what are you talking about. So there you have it. It tells you how to create the first executable item. Now, let's say I created one but my players can't use it, a normal mistake that some players do. So let's test. AI Perfect. So we are explaining the problem we have and some context details that the bot may need. Cool, so he asked us to give the permission to the default group. That's the correct answer. So let's continue. We just created an executable item, so we fixed this problem. Now let's get on some mechanics that you may need. For example, applying commands to the players around. So let's test. So we are asking for the mechanic itself, and we are talking a bit about the type of activator or event that we want this command to run for. So let's test what's the answer for this question by the AI. So the AI answered with the around command, which in fact it's true. He didn't explain us how to add the command of damage or backdash, but as we said before, it's a good start. If you think this answer is not good, then you can for example review it with 4/5 stars. Then the AI will know with your feedback why the answer was wrong and will try better the next time. Now, let's end this section with a question that this bot can't know. For example, how to add passive effects within the items, because that needs premium version. So let's test. Perfect. The answer can be handled by this AI because it doesn't have the knowledge for. Now let's get on premium support and let's see if he can answer it. As we said before, this support doesn't have a limited knowledge, so he should be able to do it. Perfect. Now he answered with the loop activator of 1 second and giving the effect of strength. Alright, now let's ask a more complex mechanic, such as these questions, that basically is counting how many times I click with executable items when my cursor is looking at a player. Perfect, so what is he doing? He is with the player right click activator launching an invisible projectile that must be created from the player side, and when this projectile hits a player, it modifies the variable of click count. That's perfect, that's actually the idea behind creating a click count without range limits. So we know how this works. It's the same idea but without limitations. Now let's get on this type of premium post that has history knowledge. So here you have a little summarize of how to use it, how some difference between the other type of channels, etc, etc. Now let's open an AI post. So we will write first time executable items, and I want to create an executable item called the last word. Let's submit this and let's see what happens. So the AI is starting to understand what I asked, and he will answer me. Alright, perfect. So he actually created the last word with all the informations needed. Now, since this conversation has history, I want to keep up this item that we are creating together. So I will ask him to make a mechanic to this item. So I wrote this for a simple mechanic that I want the executable item that he previously sent me to have. Keep in mind that the history message is not always perfect, so if he doesn't follow the idea, you have to ask it to follow the idea and then the prompt that you would like to send. Let's see if he does now. Nice, so he used the player receive hit global and then they added regeneration to the user. But the most important part is that the name is the last word and we never asked for it because we did previously. So basically the idea is being followed up. Now one more question before going to the next AI. That is basically adding a message to this activator we already created. He shouldn't change anything of the previous item, just add a send message or a tell row or a say command saying they got the effect. And perfect, it's the same item but with a send message. So he's following up the idea. As I said previously, in my message I didn't ask for any of this part. So the history is working. Let's get on the next AI type support. That is AI config support, where basically you can create items and check for items, and here you have some tips. For example, let's test with the idea previously asked on premium support, that basically it's an item that gives you effect all the time on your inventory. Keep in mind that this AI uses commands and not text, and he will provide you the idea behind the item created and then as the output the file created. And this is the output file, which actually sent me a very complex idea that works. I don't know why he did that, but hey, this actually works. But there are better ideas. As I said, this works, but if you don't like the way the answer he did, you can send a review or feedback for this item. Now I will create an item with the content he sent me, here you have, and what I will do is to delete some things, because I want the config revisor to check me for some parts. For example, I will delete this double dot, I will set the delay to 1Q because of a misclick, and on comments I will set it like this. Let's see if he figures out the problem behind this. Also maybe and some typo in name. Let's see how this works. AICR config revisor. This item doesn't work, and input file, I send the file. Alright, so what was the problem? He says on the activators part. He expected a double dot, but this double dot come from here. It may not be perfect because it's hard to understand where the error of the files are, but he tells you an idea of the expected double dot. Let's test again because there are some errors to fix. So the same doesn't work and the input file. Num doesn't work, so it's true. It should be name. Let's test again. Doesn't work, and the input file. Let's see if he figures out the problems. And perfect. He says the problem are the delay must be integer, and that's true, and the commands must be a list. And that's true. So he found all the problem it has, the name, the double dot, the delay, and the list. But that's not everything, because he can also fix some logic problems. For example, let's do this. Effect give player a Minecraft strength. I will ask him why the item doesn't give me any effects, and let's see if he figures out the problem. So again, ACR, why this item doesn't give me any effect, and I will add some content. On the console it says unknown player. So I will send the file and let's see if he figures out why the item is not working. As the name it is, it's a config revisor, so it should fix logic problems and some syntax problems. Alright, so he said that it should have executed player and run effect give player. He fixed the command as we asked for. So now the item works. And those are the 4 type of AI support system that now Ssomar Discord has. This Discord have. Perfect, we are done. As I said on the beginning, this AI is not perfect. Please give feedback. In that way, the support system will be better and better, and use it for quick questions, for complex questions, for deep questions you can ask for some ideas. And don't forget to send a good prompt. If you ask something in not a well explained way, the AI will not understand. So the more information, the more steps, the more precise your prompt is, the better the answer it will give you. I hope you understood, I hope you like this new system, and see you.